the tricky turns and everything.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to see. We're going to visit artist Hien. So do you remember when was the latest time that we went to visit him?
Well, I think you and I went some months ago, right? We bought that last painting.
Yeah, Dave. Talk to Dave also.
Well, I don't know that. I don't think Dave was with us.
Right.
Okay.
Not that time.
Not that
So
time.
when was the latest time you went to see him at his house, Dave? Talk to you.
Well, I'm not sure.
You're not sure how many years?
It's been some years.
It's been a couple of years.
Remember the time we went with that other film crew and we were so impressed. They were guys from Saigon, and they came on a bus, and one guy we were walking down an alley, and the guy with the video camera was walking backwards in front of us, but they had a special guy that just held his butt so he didn't like crash into something. I thought that was extremely professional in a Vietnamese sort of way.
And that was VTV3, So, Dave, do you remember what was your good memory between you and Hien artist? What did say clear?
Well, I remember. I think when he was in the hospital, a long time ago.
When he was staying in the hospital?
Yeah, when he was staying at the hospital that's not there anymore.
The rehab hospital.
The rehab, yeah. He was showing us drawings he did and things like that.
Right in the very beginning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. When he and Phuong were talking about art school.
Yeah.
That was when Hien first got the idea that he might be an artist.
Yeah.
So by that time, did he start drawing on the little god for you yet? Oh, they were talking about that idea.
Well, they were trying to. Phuong was showing Hien how he should draw so that he could be admitted to art school, and
for the examination, for the test to go.
Yeah,
to
the
test.
entrance into art school, and then it turned out that wasn't going to work out because the art classes were on the second floor, and Hien's in a wheelchair, so that wasn't going to work. And so then Dave and I started talking to Hien about how go ahead.
Say it. Yeah.
How
a lot of artists
just started painting and stuff, painting and drawing, and they weren't actually. They didn't actually go to a school. They were like what would you
self-taught.
Self-taught artists.
Self-taught,
yeah.
right.
So like who? Like Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Gogh probably.
And who else?
Well, I think
Grandma Moses. That was a woman in America that started. And when I did some art school, one of the teachers was saying, if your grandmother is in a nursing home and she decides to start drawing or painting, you can't say that she's not an artist. If she keeps doing a lot of work, and she really gets into that, even though she hasn't had any schooling
Well, I think the other thing at that point, which is now 17, 18 years ago, we didn't know any Vietnamese that had extra money to be buying art, and our idea was to help Hien make connections with foreigners who might be interested in having some art as a souvenir of their trip to Vietnam. And what we wanted to impress Hien with, the idea was that what they wanted, they didn't want copies of something, they wanted original art, that was what foreigners thought was valuable, that something was created and it was unique, it wasn't a copy of something else. And even after that, as Vietnamese started going to art school and started to, try to make a living doing art, it seemed that they were really focused on doing copies. If something sold well, then everybody was like doing copies, and they were really fast. And Hien, of course, doesn't have full use of his hands, so he wasn't going to compete with anybody doing things fast. But at that point, people were not focused on doing original stuff, so that's what we encouraged him to do, original stuff with Vietnamese themes, because this was,